It starts as something simple, a single plastic bag, one water bottle, a cup meant for one-time use. When used, they seem harmless, but once they fall to the ground, a different story begins. Plastic doesn't rot, it doesn't vanish, it stays, scattered through streets, blocking drains, floating on rivers, bags drifting in the wind, bottles ending up in the hands of the poor, trying to survive. This isn't just pollution, it's silent violence, a quiet cruelty paid for by ordinary lives. Welcome to the story of plastic, a story of a broken system and the quiet fighters cleaning up after it. Every morning above Arusha reveals two cities, one of nature, of green hills rising gently, of skies breathing soft clouds, where birds sing, leaves rustle, and the world wakes in the rhythm of the wild. But beneath that calm, another city stirs, a city of waste, built not from stone, but from plastic, not born of maps, but of neglect. Every bottle dropped on a roadside, every bag lifted by the wind, every wrapper discarded in haste gathers here, and from it rises what few ever see, a mountain of plastic. Trucks arrive at dawn, heavy with yesterday's remains. The wind dances with plastic scraps like pale leaves in the air. Children rise barefoot, facing a world of smoke and heaps. People crouch low, sorting by color, speaking only in silence. The Arusha of hotels and cafes still sleeps, while another Arusha of sweat and survival begins its day. Two cities, two times, two stories inside one name. To most, this is collapse, pollution, but to a few it is land. Land that feeds families, land that holds the hope of tomorrow. Those who walk it carry no maps, but they follow purpose. They dream without blankets, but their dreams are real. And every piece of plastic they hold is a ticket to keep going. This is Plastic City, a place dismissed, yet impossible to forget. A city left off the plans, yet undeniably alive. A world of resilience, of danger, of pain, but also of promise. And every dawn, as it rises, it asks us all, do we see trash or do we see life? Before the shops open, before the noise of engines fills the streets, the first shift has already begun. It's work without a doorway, without a morning bell. Men, women, children, quietly entering the plastic hills like the city's shadow rising with the sun. There are no uniforms, no end-of-month salary, but there is work. They collect sun-withered bottles. They sort bags by color, by feel, by instinct. They weigh by the kilo, calling out numbers to wooden scales and rusted iron. Their hands know plastic the way a farmer knows his oldest soil. They can touch and name PT, HDPE, PVC, not from labels, but from the sound of pieces clicking together. To them, each fragment is not waste, it is a promise of dinner tonight, a promise of school fees, a promise of one more day to keep going. They walk barefoot, their feet hardened by the midday heat and the sharp bite of broken plastic. Children mirror their parents, not through bedtime stories, but through action. When a parent bends, the child bends too. To them, waste isn't filth. It's a tool for learning how to survive. This is a daily cycle, uncelebrated, unrecorded in development books. But this is where life is quietly built, where the strength of the city begins, in the hands of the forgotten. The waste pickers who lift a little more each day than they found yesterday. In the world of plastic, they are experts, street-smart professionals. They know where the wind carries the bags. They know where prices rise and where they crash. They know that a good day is when the sack is full before the sun becomes too cruel. And they know, too, that this is not safe work, not easy work, not respected work. And yet, they do it. Because life does not wait for mercy. It moves forward, even on a mountain of waste.
My name is Amani Saudi Msuya. I'm also an artist and I go by the name Big Dog. In a business like this one of buying plastics, we as young people like me and my son Sachi here saw it as an opportunity in recycling. We looked for an initial market, a place to take these plastic bottles before buying them. We found one, and that's how we started this business of buying these plastic bottles. For these bottles, when you collect and reach 1 kilogram, for us here, they weigh it at 300. 1 kilogram of these bottles is 300. And also, as you can see, there are different types. It's not just bottles, there are also bags and these ones that are torn. These go for 700 per kilogram just for Calera. For a business like this, as young people who were facing unemployment challenges, we decided to get into this business. We decided to expand ourselves, and that's how we started doing this business. And it also benefits the neighborhood because if you look at the environment around here, there's very little trash now. So unlike before, now people come to buy them. This is an opportunity for us young people. Instead of just hanging around the neighborhood, we decided to do work like this. Yeah. When we collect our produce, we then sell it to various agents located here in Arusha, who also possess their own specialized machines for grinding. Subsequently, they send these processed products onward to Dar es Salaam.
So are those machines available here in Arusha region?
Those machines, if you have enough capital, you can even have them made right here, because these are blades that are sharpened to cut the plastics, and then the pieces are arranged in a way that makes them easier to pack.
They simply just grind them, they do not dry them at all.
And they don't have machines for drying to do recycling, but they grind them to make transportation easier. You can't carry them as they are. You'd have to carry a lot to get just 1 ton. But when you grind them and put them in bags, the weight increases, making it easier to transport a heavier load.
And in Arusha, there is nowhere that they are processed.
Here in Arusha, the only place they might be processed is at ETZ, where the Indians have machines for processing and making items like basins and buckets. But in Arusha, no, in Arusha it's only ETZ. But most of the machines are in Dar es Salaam.
The work doesn't end with the collection of plastic. That's only where the journey begins again. Here, voices lower, eyes meet, and negotiations begin. Price, trust, and weighing scales. Some honest, some uncertain. In dusty backyards, under the scorching sun, plastic is given value. There are no receipts, no machines, but there are life-altering decisions. With a single word or gesture, brokers decide who goes home with food and who returns empty-handed. And so, every kilo of plastic carries not just the weight of waste, but the dreams, effort, and hopes of. Not everyone collects plastic just to sell it raw. There are those who see beyond the waste. They see opportunity. They see raw material with the potential for new life. In small workshops filled with creativity and community factories built through personal effort, plastic is melted down, reshaped, and transformed. It is here that trash becomes construction bricks, alternative timber, or handcrafted jewelry infused with skill, artistry, and the identity of its makers. Each product that comes out of these spaces is more than just something to use. It is a testament to transformation, a reminder that waste is not the end of the road, but the beginning of new possibilities for plastic and for the people who give it value.
Some of our colleagues from the party that introduced plastic bags are in Arusha, while the opposition is in Ungani, and the customer is at the shops in Mwani region. Yes, we are being accused of mishandling waste in Mwani. Regarding waste, we realized that to keep the environment clean instead of carelessly throwing away trash, we decided to buy it for processing and transporting it from Arusha to Dar es Salaam and other places for alternative uses. It is brought in for processing and then returned to its normal, everyday usable state. When it comes to the issue of waste, there are people, there are various customers. There are those who collect it by hand, and there are those from whom we get it using vehicles. And our vehicles that move around here in Arusha city are labeled Weka G1 Penda 2. After that, we transport it from Arusha to Dar es Salaam. But we have come up with a way to make cleanliness easier right here in the city center of Arusha. When these garbage trucks arrive, they dump the waste here. The waste that is not useful is taken away together, while the part that we know can be processed, like this one, a person sorts it out in the area that is suitable for us. After sorting, it goes over there, then to the weighing station. Right here is where we weigh the materials. After weighing, there are different storage areas to facilitate the processing for the intended uses, making it easier to grind them. The materials are sorted according to their different types and colors, which are then cleaned over there. There are various distinct and diverse areas, as you can clearly see outside. After the raw materials are carefully collected here, Some highly skilled and experienced women meticulously sort them by their specific color according to the precise customer's needs and detailed specifications. Once the various colors are completely separated, the very next crucial process then follows. Here is the water separator, but at the moment, it is not operating. Sometimes it can stop working for no apparent reason. But there are these types of separators that we will pass by, as you have seen. The comprehensive utilization of what you meticulously observe both externally and internally within your operational processes, the crucial information pertaining to desiring someone straightforward and uncomplicated, you will most certainly not wish to encounter or find within the daily news reports. There. Now, at this very precise and unfolding moment in time, we find ourselves standing on the precipice of something truly significant and profoundly impactful. This current instant, the present itself, holds an immense and boundless potential, serving as the exact point where all ongoing events are actively unfolding, developing, and taking their definitive shape right before our very eyes, influencing the trajectory of what is to come. Here are the primary and most significant sources of the comprehensive information that has been thoroughly discussed and presented in detail. It gives me hugs and makes me feel at peace. As the year 2011 came to an end, you discovered it. Because in many situations, a simple because often implies a deeper, more complex set of underlying reasons or contributing factors that lead to a particular outcome or situation. It suggests that there is a logical explanation, even if not immediately apparent, for why something is the way it is, necessitating further inquiry or detailed exposition to fully understand the context and causality involved. The Arusha City War Memorial.
Arusha, a city once proud of its cleanliness and order, decided to take a stand against environmental pollution. As the year began, plastic bags were officially banned, a declaration welcomed with great hope by citizens and environmental advocates alike. But as the months passed, the streets were clean, briefly. Then slowly, things returned to the way they were. Today, those same plastic bags float above storm drains once again, a haunting symbol of promises abandoned. Laws were written, printed, announced, but like so many times before, they remain just ink on paper, lost in filing cabinets long before they reach the ground. The system that was meant to shield the city from environmental collapse is now failing. It's on life support, overwhelmed by the tide of growing waste and unable to keep up with the pace of urban life. And those who suffer the most are the ones already pushed to the margins. The poor, the street vendors, the bottle collectors. They're the ones who pay the price when the system fails to function. The rivers that once flowed clean now carry plastic and rot. When the rains come, the water has nowhere to go. The streets flood, homes collapse, lives are lost. Floods are no longer an act of chance. They have become a part of daily life for many. And through it all, no one seems to listen. Eventually, silence takes over. Not because people accept what is happening, but because they have given up. Sometimes silence is the last voice of a society too tired to cry out, still waiting to be heard.
Company like this, whose headquarters are in LA, that one of my, this is not related to the market, Taiki Tisa after, in Yuki Boni district, Nairobi. But right now the company is in trouble, a type of Islam. The company is run by Indians and Chinese.
Do you genuinely think it significantly helps young individuals to truly establish themselves in their lives? Or do the vast majority of them not really benefit from such initiatives at all?
Overall, it helps. One of the benefits of this job is that it has made many young people better off. Like other things we have left behind, having a job, it has made many young people here in Arusha have this opportunity. It makes them move forward with their lives because they see themselves in the struggle for work. Many young people, like when they settle in areas full of garbage, it's a tough life for families.
What are the main challenges you encounter in this job?
The main issue with garbage is the location. The location where you dispose of the garbage, the location in terms of business, because I'm not in residential areas. Or like when you see an area is free, this is a road. The main thing is finding a free area, that's what matters.
Living in the vibrant and diverse neighborhoods, it offers a unique experience in different places.
When it comes to waste like bottles and plastics, it's not easy because people use a lot of plastic items, and that's due to global consumption. So the main challenge you deal with is plastic items, so that they can collect the garbage at the current time.
You live inside like another job, but for cleaning the area. The way people collect bags, or it matters to get, for example, if you get tired, their brakes are affected during cleaning, or
that question, in one way or another, the company cannot guarantee the collection of garbage. These are the reasons the company exists. There is NEM, which deals with the environment. They are the ones they issue permits. For these people, you see, you don't get them. You can't have a village with garbage in your residential area unless you have an environmental permit. But to get a permit, you need to have a good relationship with the people from the environmental office so that they can be able to inspect and approve the waste collection site.
Do the waste workers get support from those responsible for safety and waste management? And do they even get any assistance in their work?
The incredible support they consistently receive within the broader waste management community genuinely helps them move from one place to another, facilitating their essential work. This is because, in my extensive and personal overall experience with the complex world of waste, it often leads many highly educated and comfortably living individuals to actively avoid associating themselves with the very concept or the name of waste itself due to various societal perceptions and stigmas. This waste work helps them realize that in life you don't necessarily have to be educated to get a job and live easily. But there are many opportunities to earn something for yourself if you decide to humble yourself. Because if you look at your education as unrelated to waste work, you will be very disappointed. But if you choose not to be discouraged by classroom education and instead focus on life education within your community, it can give you hope.
In the sweltering heat of midday, or as the soft evening breeze drifts through the air, small children climb across mountains of waste, barefoot, determined, and full of dreams. They crawl over hills of plastic, their tiny hands digging through debris, searching not for toys but for scraps that might bring a coin or two. To others, it's trash. To them, it's treasure, a ticket to food, school supplies, maybe even a better tomorrow. Nearby, the elderly, long forgotten by the systems meant to care for them, sit among piles of discarded bottles and torn packaging. Their hands, worn thin by decades of labor, are scarred from years of sorting, lifting, surviving. There are no gloves to protect them, no insurance to fall back on, no retirement to rest in. And yet they work, quietly, persistently, because giving up was never an option. This place, this heap of waste, is more than a dump. It is a mountain of life, built from hardship, held together by hope. Every broken sandal that steps across it, every back bent beneath the sun, tells a story of resilience, of people who refuse to disappear, even when the world has stopped looking in their direction. Here, survival is an act of defiance, and every step forward, no matter how slow, is a step toward dignity, toward recognition, toward being seen. Not as scavengers, but as human beings with dreams, with memories, with lives that matter. For them, this isn't just a place to endure. It's a place where life continues against all odds on a mountain made not just of plastic, but of strength, sacrifice, and silent courage. Arusha is a city built upon two mountains. One stands tall with stone and history, shaped by planning, architecture, and pride. Here, tall buildings rise, roads are paved, and people take pride in progress. It is the city that appears on maps, mentioned in conferences, and visited by guests from afar. But there is another mountain, a second one, unseen by the ordinary eye. It is a mountain of plastic, a mountain of waste, of garbage, of unrecorded labor. A place where children crawl over hills of trash, searching for fragments of hope hidden in an old bottle or a torn plastic bag. A place where elders, with no pension, no protection, continue to work with tired, worn-out hands, knowing there's no one else to count on. This is another city within Arusha. It does not appear on official maps. It is not mentioned in speeches by leaders. But it exists. It lives. It breathes. Within it are eyes still fixed on tomorrow with hope, backs bent beneath the weight of waste, and hearts that refuse to give up, despite every reason to do so. This plastic city holds both dreams and suffering at once. It is a place where life continues without the spotlight of cameras, without insurance, without job offers. This is the other face of progress. It is quiet, but it is alive. Double asterisk. This second city will continue to wait. It will keep living on the margins of pride, like a shadow walking beside the official city. A shadow that receives no applause, yet is alive, full of people, full of dignity.